Megan Edwards with MiningIR, and I am here at the mining investment event with Robert Archer, CEO of Pinnacle Silver Gold. Thank you so much for your time.
It was a pleasure, Megan.
Appreciate it. So tell us a bit more about yourself and how you got into mining.
Well, it's going back a few years. I've been in this business for over 45 years now. So I'm a geologist. So I started collecting rocks as a teenager and kind of went from there.
Wow.
So I spent 15 years with major mining companies like Newmont, Placer Dome, and so on, and then got into the junior space. And in 2003, 2004, I was co-founder of Great Panther Mining, or Great Panther Silver as we started, and built that from basically two guys in a concept through to a mid-tier mining company with 3 operating mines in Mexico and 1,200 employees, that sort of thing. So that was a great run through the last bull market. And now we're looking to do the same sort of thing again with Pinnacle.
Okay. Well, that starts off my first question. Could you give us a quick overview of Pinnacle Silver and Gold?
Yeah, well, as it stands right now, Pinnacle has just acquired a new project in Mexico, and coincidentally is only 13 kilometers from the first mine that we acquired with Great Panther to start that company. So we're using the same business model, as I say, which is basically acquire a past-producing mine, bring it back into production as quickly as possible, and then try to use the proceeds of cash flow, of production through cash flow to build the company that way, rather than always relying on the markets and diluting shareholders and so on. So that's something that you can do in Mexico more easily than a lot of jurisdictions. And because we've done it before, we know how it works. So that's effectively the business model. And the project that we have right now is gold silver, and it was in production 1989-90 timeframe. It's sat idle since then. It's been privately owned, and there's a small plant on site, some old workings on site. And our plan is basically to build the project back up again and get it back into production as quickly as possible, and then try to build the company that way.
Right. So I was going to ask you about your flagship project, which is the El Portero Gold Silver Project.
Correct.
Located in Durango, Mexico.
Yes.
What makes that such an exciting jurisdiction for exploration and development?
A number of things. Mexico is very much a mining country. It has a great mining history. The Sierra Madre region, where the project is located, is one of the most prolific gold silver regions in the world. Durango is a great mining state to be working in, and there's still lots of opportunity there. Despite all the discoveries that have been made, in recent years, there are still discoveries being made now, and it's an area that I'm very familiar with, having worked there for almost 30 years. And so, as I mentioned, it's only 13 kilometers from the first mine that we acquired back in 2003. So I know that specific district very well, and we're surrounded by 4 operating mines within 35 kilometers. So it's a very prolific district specifically. And this particular project has been in private hands for 40 years. And there's been nothing of any significance done in the last 35 years. And so it's our goal to bring it back into production. And so we've just been working there. We just acquired the project in February, so it's only been 3 months, and already we're getting some really good results.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really great. So what are the company's recent milestones or big news? I guess it's so new.
Well, yeah, it's the timing of this conference is great in the sense that we just put out a news release yesterday with really the most significant news since acquiring the project 3 months ago. And we've been getting results and compiling the results from underground sampling that our guys have been doing on site in the old artisanal mines, and getting some really, really good results. We're within the old workings. Of course, you're restricted by the surroundings of the workings. You're in a tunnel essentially. But having said that, we're getting up to 37 grams per ton gold on individual samples, and 375 grams silver, that type of thing. And so we're identifying the style of mineralization within the underground workings. And it's difficult to say what the overall average is going to be at this point in time. We're going to need to do some drilling to really establish that, but getting some very, very good indications so far. It is a high-grade system. There's an historical resource for the old mines that is about 10 grams per ton gold equivalent. And we're starting to see some silver grades on surface as well, in excess of 2,000 grams per ton silver. So there's definitely some very high-grade material around. And there are 3 of these old mines within a 500-meter strike length. And we know the system extends for at least 1.5 kilometers along strike on surface. So we still have a lot of work to do, but we're off to a great start, and really impressed with what's coming out of there so far.
And what do investors have to look forward to in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, in addition to continued sampling of the underground mines and the surface, we're also going to be refurbishing the plant that's there because it was in production previously. There's a small plant that we want to get back up and running. I mean, it's fairly sound, the infrastructure for the plant. We will have to replace some of the machinery and electrical work and that sort of thing because it hasn't operated for 35 years. But having said that, it's relatively low cost. We think probably $2 to $3 million to get that back up and running. Some mine development, some drilling, and so depending on permitting issues, that sort of thing, we could be looking at 2 to 3 years maybe, optimistically, to get it back in production. And then, as I say, from that point forward, if we can grow the company, more out of cash flow than out of equity financing, then ultimately that benefits shareholders because you're not diluting them.
For sure.
Yeah.
What sets Pinnacle Silver and Gold apart from others in the precious metals exploration space, do you think?
Well, I think that business model, effectively, because we're not a pure play exploration company. We're not just out looking for a new discovery, we know that we have a gold-silver system there. We know that it's high grade. We have the ability to get into production fairly quickly, and then this business model of advancing and building from there. And although initially it'll just be small-scale production, that's just a means to an end. I mean, right off the bat, we're looking for other opportunities. So if we can use that to then leverage us into something larger and just keep building the company that way, which is effectively what we did before. So I think that's really what sets us apart.
Yeah. If one of our viewers would like to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Best way is on the website, www.pinnaclesilverandgold.com.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Enjoy the
Thank
conference.
you. Thanks very much, Megan.